If you're new to software development or only have a little bit of experience like myself, one of the best things that you can do to improve is to build some personal projects to practice what you've learned in your boot camps or studies. So I use a Sony camera to film my content for YouTube, and one of the most annoying things about using a Sony is the file transfer. There's no real easy way to transfer the files from your SD card onto your computer, and I'm naturally quite a lazy person. I just want to be able to open an app and click download, and this will transfer all my files automatically. Right now I'm having to go into the subfolders of the SD card and manually work out what files I have or haven't already copied over. Then make a new folder in my documents and then copy them over. I know this might not be a massive deal to most people, but for someone who creates content pretty much every single day, I feel that a simple file transfer application would make my workflow a lot easier, and I'll also procrastinate less. So why not make it? I would like to make a desktop application that would open up automatically when I connect my Sony camera. And there will be a button where I can just import all media. The application will then find the video or picture files and then transfer them to a designated location which will be remembered, and create a folder with the date of the corresponding files. I also want the app to remember what files have already been transferred, so that when I go to transfer files again, it won't duplicate or prompt if I would want to replace any existing files. So that is a little overview of what I want to create, and now the next challenge I face is I literally don't know where to start. But that's when you use your best friend, Google. Okay, so I found there's a framework called electron.js that allows you to make cross-platform applications innately, so it can work on Mac, Windows and Linux, and also allows you to use React. So I opened up the electron.js documentation to go through the setup steps. A big thing that I've started to learn is to really concentrate when reading the documentation. I'm a person that never really follows instructions, and I would always try and figure it out myself. But in terms of development, you'll save yourself a huge amount of time and mistakes if you read the documentation carefully. It actually took me quite a long time to get the initial setup up and running. The standard electron.js installation just runs on vanilla JS, and I really wanted to continue to use React and TypeScript as part of my stack, as I use it for work and I thought it would be a good place to practice. I also came across Electron Forge, which had built-in templates which had Webpack and TypeScript, and had instructions for a React and TypeScript integration, but I felt like it took too long to set up. Fortunately, I came across a YouTube video from a channel called Code with Gianartha, and literally only needed one line of code to set up the project template. From here it was pretty boring. I just did a lot of research trying to figure out what the relationship between the main, preload and render files were. I'm still not 100% sure how it works in practice, but I think the main handles the application and the renderer handles the UI. I can't lie, I did ask ChatGPT quite a lot of questions and spent a lot of time Googling during this stage. And at this point I think it was around 2 AM, and honestly I didn't have much to show for. But I did learn quite a lot about Electron and planned out what I wanted the application to do. This was the next day, where I just wanted to have the main functionality working first before thinking about adding extra features or thinking about design. Essentially, I wanted a drop-down menu of the externally connected devices that I could choose from, and then another input field for the folder destination where the files can be imported to. The biggest blocker I have now is trying to figure out how to get the externally connected devices to show up in the app. I came across a few different packages like USB detection, but I believe this is depreciated. And then I found the Node USB package. From here, they actually had quite a nice little demo app that I cloned and ran locally to see if it actually worked, and finally I could see that my Sony camera and Samsung SSD were detected. Now the next part of the challenge will be to get this all into my application, which I still have a lot of time struggling with, but this is where I got up to for today.